What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome back to another video with your boy Abe Shaw. Today I'm gonna do things a little bit different. So this is actually like the first video I did where I actually went back and recap. So every Friday I'm gonna try to drop a video basically having like a market recap, basically like what the market has been doing, the trades that hit for this week, right? Also as well as like from the last market analysis that sent out on Monday, how those trades actually went off. But right now I just gotta say, bro, before I even get started, today is hot. Like I'm in Detroit right now. It's like, hey Siri, what is the temperature right now for Detroit? I don't know if y'all can see that. It's like 86 degrees. If you from down south, you're probably like, bro, that's nothing. But for Detroit, 86 degrees, hot outside, humidity getting in the air. Got me over here eating ice cream. Before I even really get started, if you don't eat Superman ice cream, you playing yourself. I don't want to hear no Superman ice cream slander down in the comments. I'm gonna take one bite and then we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the Zoom. And I'm gonna just basically share my screen and go over basically all the different setups that I was looking for this week and the plays that we caught. Oh my goodness. GA, we're gonna start with GA. Alright, so this week, like I told you, I'm saying, hey, I was expecting GA to break out of this zone that it was previously in, starting on Monday. And then luckily for me, like actually I can go back and replay it. So I think Monday was what, the 17th? Yeah, Monday was the 17th, so we're gonna go all the way back. So this one I sent it out on Monday. On Monday I sent it out on the 17th. I'm like, hey, I believe it's gonna be going for like a bullish week. So I told y'all like, hey, y'all could potentially enter for buys down here and right up to the top. If not, if you chose to wait for that breakout, that's cool as well. I'm like, hey, it's pretty much gonna break out for the buy. Look for the breakout at 1.82440 area, and then I gave you a stop loss. And then the goal is to go for TP 1, 2, 3, 4, however long you want to hold the trade. And as you can see now, I'm gonna go ahead and exit out the replay. It actually went to go smack TP1, and then it went to go actually I'm gonna show y'all. So it went to go smack TP1 before it came back and retested back in the zone, right? But the moment that it came back and retested in that zone, you could have entered for that same setup all over again. So the fact that it came back in the zone, you could have been like, hey, the moment it breaks back out at that same entry point at 1.82440, I could take that same trade for TP1, TP2, and TP3. So as you can see here, going into Friday, I think like Friday morning, Friday night, or yeah, Friday morning and Friday evening, GA actually took back off to smack TP1 and TP2 again. So if you caught the first move, cool, you caught that first 30 pips. If you would have caught it at the retest and the break back above, not only could you have caught 30, you could have caught 50 pips as well on that breakout. I think ultimately it went for like 70 probably. Yeah, it went for like 70, 80 pips in total. So you could have been 80 pips in profit before taking profit on that trade. So you could have caught 80 pips here, and you could have caught the original 30 pips from the entry. That would have brought you like up to like 110 pips, 120 if I'm not mistaken. I know my math could be off, but that's what we got calculators for, right? So that's for GA. Easy setup, easy. Like once you get a very good understanding of like price action and stuff, it kind of makes like trading very more simpler, along with like using MAs. But the next pair I'm gonna go over is Gbp Usd. I'm trying to remember if I actually went over this one or not, because I know, yes I did go over this. It didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. We actually did end up losing on GU this week, just because I was looking for that sell back in this area. So I'm gonna go back again to the 17th, just so I can actually see the whole play. Was it the 17th? It still don't feel like it was the 17th when I did that. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was looking for. I think I was saying like, hey, I see it coming back here, and I see it going for a sell. So what ended up happening was, actually, when we was looking for the sell, take your time, push up. When we was looking for the sell, I was waiting for it to break back and close back under. But the moment I thought it was coming for the sell, what ended up happening in the market was GU was like, okay, bet, we're gonna come back. We broke out of that zone, we came back to retest. But we lost because once it breaks out of a zone, right, once it closed above that head, and once it closes above, this is now like a bullish trend. It's no longer a bearish market in the market anymore. It went from being a potential sell opportunity to now, okay, we need to be looking for buys, because I understand, like, hey, once it closes above that zone that was a previous resistance, that lets me know that the bulls are in control of the market, and I need to be looking for that momentum shift to the upside, right? But not only that, that was the first indicator that it was bullish. But two, I realized this afterwards. So right now we're on the 1 hour. If I go to the 4 hour time frame and I zoom out, the best way to understand where the market might reject and come back down is to look all the way to the left of the chart. Look to see where are the nearest resistance levels. So had I did that, which I looked at it, but I didn't pay no mind for real, which is trash on my fault. I know better than to do that. So me knowing that, I should have had maybe like a sell entry up here around 1.42428. That should have been the area that I was looking to sell, or anywhere like in between here, which is why you got that zone. So this box pretty much shows you like, hey, from here to here, this should have been the real area that I was looking at for sales, instead of back down below at that head. It's cool that I was looking here, but the fact that this was kind of like so close to like the real resistance, the real true like price action area that started the whole sale from like over here, that should have been the area that I should have been looking at the most to enter at, and not right here. So that's like a L that our team took in my signals channel, or just everybody. If you took the trade without waiting for it to actually close, we took that L because we didn't wait for it to actually break back down below, and two, because it was near another resistance level that we should have just waited for the bigger move for. Because as you can see, it pushed up to that area, came back to like in that zone area, and then what happened? It came back and closed right below. See, it played out perfectly. It did what we wanted it to do. We just had to wait for it to push up more and basically like go to that next, not this resistance level, but find that new high that it wanted to go to for this week, and not based off of last week's. So that's the only reason why we took that on GU. I'm excited to make my trade back from GU specifically next week, because it's starting to move the way it's supposed to move, right? It ended up actually going to smack TP1, TP2 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's what I gotta say for about GU. Let me see. Hold on. And then now, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna do another market analysis video for next week. But as of right now, what's going on for GU right now? I'm gonna give y'all 3 seconds without me even getting into it, saying it. Looking at this video, looking at this chart right now, what can you tell me, ZU? What can you tell me? What type of market trend is GU getting ready to get into? 3, 2, 1. Alright, so if you guessed it, congrats. GU is starting to get into a zone, starting to get into a sideways market. So if you don't know, there are 3 types of markets in trading. You have the uptrend market, where the market is going up, right? But overall, it might pull back, but it's overall going up. You have the downtrend market, where the market is going down, right? When it's been in a downtrend for the whole week, it's just no matter what, it's just been going overall down. And then you have a market where the market is just going up and down and up and down. It's just staying like in a little area. It's not going nowhere crazy. So as you can see here, GU is starting to get to that point too on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour. It's starting to get into that sideways market. It's getting into that zone. So until it breaks above this, we won't know if it's an uptrend. Until it breaks below this zone, right? Until it breaks below like this zone down here, we won't know if it's a downtrend. Right now, it found this support right here, and it found this resistance right here. So now it's considered to be in that sideways trend market. It's in the middle, it's in the zone until it actually breaks out. So this week, not this week, next week, what we're going to be looking for on this trade, we're going to wait and see what's going to happen to GU when it comes right here, and what is going to happen to GU when it comes back to the top of the zone. Is it going to sell when it get back to the top of the zone, or is it going to buy when it get back to the bottom? Right, so this is an easy play that you can look for going into next week for GU specifically. But I'm gonna go like even more in detail on the Sunday video that I'm gonna drop on Sunday for the market analysis. Actually, it's really no more to give you on that one. I just gave you the market like outlook for that today on Friday. Right, so keep that in mind going into next week. Definitely gonna be looking at some moves for that pair. So we went over GU, we went over GA. Gold, man. Shout out to Gold. Gold actually finally broke out of that zone on, I believe, Tuesday. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. During like London session, and then getting ready to go back into New York. Gold actually broke out of that zone, right? It broke to our entry point that I wanted us to get in at 1861.43, like in that area. And then they actually went ahead to go smack TP1, TP2, and TP3. So if you caught that move, that's about like 80 pips for me for when I said TP3. That's about an 80 pip move, right? And then obviously I told you about the buy, like once it came back in that zone. I think earlier that week it actually did. Before it went for the sale, earlier that week it actually did close above that 1862 entry point that I was telling you about for the buy. And then it actually went ahead and smacked TP1 for that. Obviously, it went to go smack TP1, TP2, TP3 if you waited for that breakout again. For the upside, if not, that's cool. Because overall, you should have, the main goal, the main trade I was looking for was that breakout for the sell. And then once again, just like I was saying with GU, gold is another period that's kind of like, it's being choppy right now. Like, it's kind of like consolidation. Like, it's really consolidating on like a bigger time frame. So like when you look at it, I'm going to get rid of my lines and everything. It's not really telling you which way the trend is going, right? When you look at gold, like this is when it's in an uptrend. This is like when it's in a downtrend, right? Uptrend, downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Right here, it's kind of going up. It's kind of still going sideways. It's not no real clear indicator which way the market is going to be moving. So what I'm looking for on this, once again, I shouldn't even be giving you a market outlook. I'm gonna make this another video. But what I'm looking for on this, it needs to come back to that the same thing I said with you. I need to come back to those sweet spots, so guarantee that I'm being more like safe with my entry points, being more safe when it comes to my risk management on the trades that I'm looking for gold specifically. But gold was another pair that I want to go smack TP1, TP2, and TP3 alongside GA. And then, not long but not least, I'm gonna go over SPS 500. So on SPS 500, I know the initial move that I told y'all to look for was the buy. I'm still expecting it. The fact that it came back like literally within Thursday to Friday, the fact that it even came all the way back up to this area lets me know that it's still looking to make that push all the way up to that 4240 area that I was telling you about. It didn't quite do it this week. This week it actually went for the sell, and the reason why I went for the sell is because if you look on the 4 hour, and I'm mad because I see this is another pair that I seen. My team actually caught the trade. We actually caught the breakout at 41.45. And also, I've used in the signals channel. You caught that move as well. But I knew, like, okay, I should have told y'all, not only from here on out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give y'all moves for both ways. So I'm going to tell y'all what it's going to do if it's going for the buy. I still expect it to go to 42.40. But just in case, I'm going to start giving y'all analysis for if it goes for the sell as well. That way you can capitalize on both the buys and the sell opportunities. So, delete. I'm gonna get rid of all this. This SPS still did good this week. Besides us, besides me not letting the YouTube family, the YouTube subscribers get in that sale, that's on the downside for that. But SPS still actually played out pretty well. It did catch me off guard because it was at one point I was looking for a buy. I think I caught like a buy in this area for my team, and that mud just dropped. And I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. Like literally 5 minutes after I caught it, it said boop. And I think some news that came out to mess it up. But the reason why SPS had went for that sale, without even me getting into the fundamental side, I'm going to delete everything for now. Without me even getting to the fundamental side, the main reason why SPS went for that sale is because on the 4 hour, on a higher time frame, we had us, some people like to call it a double top, some people like to call it like a major price area. Whatever you like to call it, for the basics, for my basic people, let's just call it a simple double top. On the 4 hour, we have an area that was a resistance level going into last week. Last week, this was like a major area for SPS. It didn't break that area. So 9 times out of 10, usually when SPS doesn't break an area, once it comes back, that's going to be a high trading zone. It's going to be an area where if it break out, it's going to go for that buy, which is why I said, okay, 41.90 for our buy. But if it doesn't break out for that buy, it's going to be like a strong sell, which is what we saw here, because not only was there a resistance area on the 1 hour, it was also a resistance area on that 4 hour. And the fact that it didn't break that stretcher, it just went ahead and created a double top, which is basically an indicator in the market that the market is going to go for a sell. And then as you can see, it literally plummeted for like dang near 500 pips, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, I think went for, was it 500? Yeah, I'm about to say, it really went for 1,000. When I realized that it went for 500, that's when I realized. But the trade down there went for 1,000 pips alone, just off of that market structure and just understanding the price action of what the market is doing for SPX specifically. So it didn't quite break out for that 41.90 yet, but I'm still expecting that breakout for next week. So go ahead, continue to have that on your radar going into next week. Because like I said, it likes to SPS loves to, what is the word I'm looking for? SPS loves to actually market correction. That's what it's called. It loves to correct itself. It's always a market correction. I told you guys before, like usually when it's a huge breakout like that, it likes to retest that area. As you can see here, when this went for that sell on Thursday to Friday, SPS started going bullish. It started making that way back up to that same price level, right? And then once again, what happened when it got right there? It hit that area, then it started rejecting again. So now, if it break past 41.50, it's gonna go for that sell again. But I'm pretty sure now the fact that it came back to the third time, it came to this area 3 times, only came down here like twice. This is an indication in the market that it is a bullish market. The buyers have momentum. So going into next week, I am expecting it to finally break back up to that 42.50 area. But if it's not, we'll just catch that move going down, and then I'll make sure to call it out on my Instagram. So make sure, if you're not following me on the gram, make sure you go hurry up and add me on the gram at _AveShaw, so that way you don't miss that trade alert when I send it out on my channel, or send it out on Instagram, or even just send it out on the free sending channel. Right, so I think that was the last trade that I called on the YouTube channel. So that's all I'm looking for now going into next week. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and make sure to leave a like, comment, like or comment to the video. And then if you're new to the channel, just make sure you subscribe. Now I'm about to go ahead and get back to this Superman ice cream. It's starting to melt, but I kind of like, it's not melted all the way, but I kind of like my ice cream like not melted, but melted a little bit, just so it's not like hard for me to like eat or whatever, if that makes sense. I feel like some people get on saying, but some people like, bro, what do you mean ice cream not hard? If you know, you know what I mean when I say that, right? What's understood don't gotta be explained. But I'm gonna catch y'all in this video. I'm about to get to this Superman, and peace out.